Hello, Digidestins. This is Kyle Lee, better known as Ridemyavatar, and today we're gonna have a match. We have Security Control versus Shoutmon DX. Let's see if Shoutmon can clear out all that security problems in a nutshell. So without further ado, let's dive right in and see what we got to deal with.
Start this game off. I didn't know what he was playing against, so I won the die roll. I got a 3, he had a 2. I started off, I flip up a Koromon, Digivolve into the Agumon with the 1000 DP inheritable. Then I draw the Greymon. My hand was not the best at this starting point. I had to draw a majority of the cards. I was top decking everything. So he flips up the red starter. It didn't matter what it was. He slams down the tie and mat. He gives me 2. So I already don't know what he's still playing. I figured he had a bricky hand. Didn't realize he was playing Security Control at this point. I slam down Agumon, choke him for 1, reveal the top 3, hopefully hitting something good out of this. I get the ultimate I needed, which was the Rise Greymon. Sadly, we had to put Shoutmon on top. I put Shoutmon DX on top, followed by Z Greymon. I figured Shoutmon was a little more important to see because I didn't know what I was going into. I was kind of going this blind. So I gave him 1. I moved up the screen to get a better viewpoint for you guys. He plays the dragon, inherited the dragon to draw him 3 cards. Since he doesn't have a Drummon on the field, he can't pop my Agumon. So I decide to play it a little safe in this situation, because I still don't know what he's playing, but I should have had to know right when it read into that. So I slammed down the tie just to stop him from doing that memory choking business. So that's what I wanted to do, was prevent that. So let's see what his response is to this. So no longer can he stop me from getting 3, and now I can play out my whole turns how I like. He thinks about it. He slams down another mat and tie to just, once we get to the mega, he's going to gain a lot of bonuses from this. Since I don't have extra security, I'm just trying to play cautiously so I don't walk into a normal stance. I should have realized, again, I did not know this was Security Control. Arrow the Dragons sometimes are very interesting. I slammed down Shoutmon after I Digivolved into Rise Greymon. I get only 1 target out of this deal, and the dedicated plan, which I definitely needed, got put way to the bottom. So we put the dedicated plan on top because I started having the feeling that I was playing against Security Control and I needed to prevent him from going crazy on me. Luckily, he didn't have Izzy out because I would be in a bad day. So we're just hoping for the best in this situation. Let's see, what can he else do? I'm still at 5, he's at 5. Isn't recovered anything yet. Just yet. He's thinking about the decent play he can do. I think he goes for the Magna Angemon in this play. So it'll give me 4, which isn't bad in the slightest. So if I remember correctly, that is what he wants to plan on doing, is get another recovery out to force me to start swinging in. So yep, he does play the Magna Angemon, like I mentioned earlier. He now passing my turn, I'm at 4, which is really good for me, because playing on 4 is just really good with a Shoutmon. I Digivolve my flipped up Digimon into a Gazamon. He asks what it does real quick. It just a fancy negates any cheating of lower evolution, so not bad. I decide to just wing it at this point. I think I go all in on him. I'm at 4. I need to get rid of the big problem at hand. What I should have done, which I'm regret, and I shoot myself in the foot all the time, go to 0, draw me a card. Ended up going to Shoutmon DX, put a lovely Greymon, if I remember correctly. Nope, I put Omni Shout underneath it for the extra security checks. Again, I'm not confident enough. I don't have dedicated plan to take out 3 securities, so I Digivolve into a Shoutmon. Again, giving him 2, he goes to 6. Which, then I put the Zeeg Greymon underneath it to swing into his Omni Shout, his Magna Angemon. Because again, if a Seraphimon comes down, I don't need him hurting me more. But again, it's not a bad play. I should have been just swinging in at this point. It's just, I was playing way too cautiously. That is the main downside of this. I played too cautiously. The game 1 cost me because I didn't just go straight out swinging, which I should have. I let it go on way too long. He goes right for the Machine Dramon play. I go right to 6. Digivolves my Shoutmon EX by 2. So I'm back to another Shoutmon, which isn't bad in the slightest. I love being back on Shoutmon. So I promote up. Being 6 is not bad at all. I figured I need to be on Omnimon now, just realizing that I am playing security control. I finally figured it out. Yeah, it took me 6 minutes into the game to realize I'm playing security control, but I had to switch up and just hope I could dig a little deeper just to get closer to a dedicated plan. We Digivolve into Shoutmon into Omni Shout, going down to 2, drawing me a card. We're gonna just wait on it. Then we Digivolve into that Omnimon. We'll bring him to 6 again. Swing in for 2 security checks at a big number. A really decent big number. So he gets pretty much a heal out of the deal. And then flips up again, Magna Angemon. Should have just been swinging with the rookies. I was misplaying hard. Should have baited out the Machine Dramon, but I didn't. That was my bad. Because I leave myself wide open to Ultimate Flare if he does it. But he goes for the Trident Revolver just to sneak in the Izzy. Go to 0. Check, check. So he gets pretty much a really solid upkeep for his next turn. I think the only thing he switches around is, yeah, he just pretty much does that. Does recovery, guarantees the recovery. He does Ultimate Flare, bringing me de-digivolving my Omnimon down by 3, and kills off my Agumon. Should have just been swinging into it. Again, when you're playing against security control, you just swing in. I go to 8, which is completely fine for that Ultimate Flare. So let's see. Flip up, I get the Koromon out of the deal. I Digivolve into another Gazamon, which is helpful. Then Digivolve into Greymon, going down to lovely 6. This is the Greymon with the security check, which will come in value later on when I start going back up it. I go into Groundramon, go down to 4, draw me a card. I'm hoping to get to another Mega. I have no Megas at this point, which then I go for Shoutmon, go to 1, reveal top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A complete whiff, which hurts like crazy. But that doesn't really hurt as much because I think it's 8 cards down, or I think 12 cards down. Yeah, 12 cards down. I just passed turn just to give him 3. Just couldn't risk anything more. But he gains the recovery option out of the deal, which isn't bad in all honesty, but he's gonna go with the Heretic of the Dragon, draw himself both Omni, Zawart Defeat, and the other card he needed, the Magna Dramon. So I lose out on the Greymon. That's fine though. Then he digivolves into Zawart, trying to get me back into a choking point, which doesn't matter at this point. I promote up. Should just be swinging in just to get these lethal pokes in, and I'm saying I'm messing up. I slam down Nokia. Then I hit the Agumon reveal top 3. 1, 2, 3. I get the Zeeg Greymon, which I definitely needed at that point. Zeeg at the bottom of the deck. I am way far from where I need to be right now. But my board is quite wide. The question is, how do I play this out? Very interestingly, actually. I'm betting on the death of my Zeeg Greymon. Be honest with you. I wanted it to die. Wanted to get a couple swings in. I rest Nokia because why not? Swing in. We're going for 1. So he gets the Sora Joe, which really punishes me. Gets the Gaia Force, blowing up my, Omni Shout, which I should have just been swinging in, to be honest with you, at this point and just poke at him. He gets really big at this point. So goes to 3, he goes right to 9. I couldn't stop it. So it's a little tough when you're just going like, I'm misplaying. I'm even telling you guys, to be honest with you, I should have been just rushing. So there's the blocker I needed. There is a Monitramon. And then we get the Omni Shoutmon DX out of that deal. Which, I kind of wish I killed the Zawart in the security, but it happens. He plays down the security guy, which then he decides to just put it on top, putting him back to 4. So he goes to 3. He goes down to 4. And then he's just gonna do shenanigans by straight up playing something I don't want him to play. Like, at this point, I was in a bad spot. I'm not joking. I knew I was walking into dead traps. So he plays a Shademon. I go to 2, which is completely fine and dandy. Got 4. I don't have anything to really take care of the issues. I go to 1, hopefully trying to dig for the Shoutmon DX, just to get rid of the Shademon and just try to limit his stuff. But I already know the outcome of this situation, so I go for that 1-2 swing. Which I shouldn't have. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Shoutmon, then Magnetramon. Shademon is like the biggest threat to me. Ugh. 3 to 7. Draw. He goes to 3. He goes right to 7, which I am swinging into his security stack. Wish I got the Shoutmon a little bit later, but I'm just a couple cards away from that sweet point. This cost me because I could have just choked him to 6. I would have been fine, but yeah, he's got the Transcendent Sword, blows up my blocker. Since I don't have anything that can take care of his threats, get the tie, and I have a Shoutmon, and then he swings for game, which is not a bad game 1. Start of game 2. Let's see what we can do here. Nothing too crazy. We're just gonna... I'm going first yet again, just to try to gain some home field advantage. Now that I know he's on security control, guns a-blazing. I'm running full steam ahead. I do think a second dedicated plan in this deck is really good. So I Digivolve my Koromon into Agumon, the Agumon with the Searcher, and then Monocoromon to choke him at 1. So this is very important. If he can't get Tamers out fast enough, I'm pretty good. He flips up a red rookie, the one that gives an extra memory for if you swing with a level 7. It never goes up. He does the Heritage of the Dragon to draw him 2 cards. No Dramons on the field to activate it. So, let's see. I end up Digivolving into Ground Dramon to go to 0. And then play down that Shoutmon to reveal the top cards in my deck. 1, a Greymon, Monodramon, Shoutmon DX, Z Greymon, and then the dedicated plan gets revealed at the last second. Sadly, I wish I had that dedicated plan in my hand. It would have pushed this game a little bit quicker, but I was fine in all sense of the word, to be honest with you. I'm not too scared at this moment. He plays the Magnadramon to recover him 1. So I end up promoting because 4 memory is go to town mode. So I Digivolve into Zeeg Greymon, go to 1, draw me a card. So at least we can get rid of the Magnadramon quite easily. Without him having anything but a Gaia, if he has Gaia Force, he definitely clears out my Shoutmon. But knowing that he had no way of clearing it out, since I choked him yet again, really nice to be able to do that. I put Omni Shout underneath him, and I go for that beautiful swing into his Magnadramon. Kind of wish, these are the times I wish I had Omnimon, the BT1, just to restand swing a couple dozen times, just to clear out that security stack real quick. But, you know, just sometimes you don't have it. Since I did swap it out, I feel dumb about swapping it out for this matchup. This is why sideboards are super important. So the one choke game is just really powerful against my opponent. Even if he can de-digivolve my stuff, he just decides to pass because he just doesn't have anything to react with me. I flip up a Gigimon out of the deal. I Digivolve into the Agumon, that gives me 1000 DP. Stand up that beautiful Shoutmon DX. He is the alternate art after all. So I could go for that beautiful swing, but I wanted to bet on something just to prevent death. So I go to Shoutmon DX to get a little more oomph for my buck. So I go for that Metal Greymon just so we can get over everything in his security. Doesn't matter what he reveals, which is okay. I know, you might be thinking, why didn't you just put another security thing? I didn't have another. But then I Digivolve into Omnimon, giving him 3, swinging in for that lovely 2 security checks. First one is a Magnadramon. Second one is that Holy Wave Sad Face. He is still at 5. Just getting those extra pokes in is just sometimes so difficult. It doesn't really matter at this point because if he Digivolves me with Ultimate Flare by any means necessary. So he plays down the Izzy. Reveals top 3. I think he just places it right on top nicely and just does not care. I don't think he rearranges it if I remember correctly. No, he puts the Transcendent Sword on top, followed by, you know, the amazing Omni, then followed by Shademon. I swing in with Shoutmon just to be cautious. He gets that Sora and Joe off the top, which leaves my Shoutmon on the board. Let's go. Then I swing in with the Agumon. He gets Holy Wave, which is the Transcendent Sword. I swing in with Omnimon to take out 2. It's Transcendent Sword. This is where he misplays. He goes for the Shoutmon because he doesn't want me to warp Digivolve, which I get it, but there's another Sora and Joe out of the deal. So he's down to 2 security. Nothing too threatening in that security. Sometimes that's all it takes, is just a cakewalk security. I throw down the tie just to prevent any more shenanigans that he might think about choking me with. That's all I wanted to do, was prevent that. At this point, he's not in a good spot, which I'm okay with. I want him to be in bad spots. 2 security gone. I got a an Omnimon that can swing in for a couple more checks. Kind of wish I was swinging earlier. Gotta be less hesitant when swinging in. It's like major on me. The ultimate flares to de-digivolve by 3, killing off my Agumon, sadly. Ooh. Then I go right back down into the Omnimon, which is okay with me. Move up, draw for turn. That 5 is just beautiful music to my ear. I digivolve Coromon into Agumon. Then we're going to go right into playing a Nokia. Nope, we're going right for the Omnimon. Sorry. I do play Nokia this turn as well. So the Omnimon comes in. I swing in for that lovely security checks. Get those 2 swings in. A Mat. And then we get Gaia Force. See, this is why I didn't swing in with the Shoutmon. Just because I wanted to prevent just losing it to the security stack. If I lost it with Omnimon, that's fine, because at least 2 checks in, but I played smart, played safe. We ain't losing it in that security stack. Whew. So I got at least 1 Zeeg left in this stack, so even if he ultimate flares, I'm good. I don't want to give him crazy memory at this point. I'm already giving him 5 no matter what. So I decide to play it safe and play it smart. Go for a Nokia play, but I don't play a Mon out of the deal because I didn't want him to get Sora and Joe out. I'm going to tell you this right now. That is the reason why. In my hand, I had enough rookies to choke him out if it wasn't for the fact Sora and Joe were out. I could not afford to let him have like 20 memory that turn just to play with. I definitely go for that Nokia play in my hand just to try to go 3, and then he goes to 5, which boom, still passes turn. He needs a Magnadramon at this point to survive. I kind of wanted to prevent him from getting all the nuts out of this deal. So he thinks about it real quick. It's just a tough spot for him to be in, no matter what this looks like. I just played smart. The Omnimon on board is just clearing the security, 2 checks. Really good. I would normally swing in with Shoutmon DX if I had the ability. He slams down the Machine Dramon, de-digivolving my Omnimon right down to that Zeeg Greymon. Since he doesn't have any other options, I swing in, then swing in for game. He thought he could block 2. He did have the Magnadramon. This is where he misplayed. Even still, I would have been able to take out something more. But that is all, folks. So game 3. He finally gets to go first in this situation. So let's see what he can do going first. I mean, if he gives me crazy amount of memory, I am good. Go to 5. I'm hoping for the best here. I need a decently good hand to go running into him full steam. Like I said, I probably would get another second dedicated plan in this deck. I don't know. It's just so weird. I want to have dedicated plan, but I don't. He flips up the red card he's always been flipping up this whole game. Then he does the dragons, Era of the Dragons. to draw him 2 cards, which is really solid of a card. I flip up Coromon, Digivolve into the Agumon Searcher. I draw a Shoutmon, actually, surprisingly. Wish I got it the other way around. Digivolve into Greymon, drawing me another card. This is the Security Greymon Inheritable. Then Digivolve into that beautiful Rise Greymon, giving him a whopping 2 memory to play with. So, we're looking good, boys. Not joking. I'm about to take out a good chunk of security next turn. So he goes into Bt-5. He brings me to 5, which I'm okay with. And I'll explain shortly why in a minute. I go Shoutmon digging. So Monochromon, Greymon, Shoutmon, followed by another Shoutmon. So I grab the double Shoutmons. I only get 1 Shoutmon on a deal, sadly, because I don't have another Blitz target. Put the Shoutmon on top and hopefully gonna dig a little deeper. Throw down Nokia down, giving him 1 to play with. Then slam down an Agumon just so I can get those extra pokes in and start clearing security real quick. Going wide and fast is all you have to do in this matchup. Going quicker than them is 9/10 of that battle. He swings in, it sticks around, we get an Agumon on that reveal. Kind of sad. He slaps down the Trident Revolver, gets himself the Mat and Tai combo yet again. I promote up this time though. We're prepared. We're ready to dive in. Digivolve into Omni Shout. Draw me a card. I'm at 1. Oh. I go for that beautiful put under effect. I put a Shoutmon underneath just to get that extra power boost. I wait a quick second. Sadly, I didn't swing because Blitz doesn't activate. I can't blow up the Magnadramon. Sadly, wish I could. Would have been a lot easier to do that, but go for a slightly different play. I go Dedicated Plan. Shoutmon swings in for 1 security check. Second security check, we get rid of a Trident Revolver and a Holy Wave, which, woo, that's 9/10 of the problem right there. Got 4 security left, and I go for another nasty play to go after him, which I do minus the DP of the Bt-5 going down to 4, which is okay. I go for the Omnimon play to take out 2 more security just to put him in like a really bad spot. I go give him 3. Instead, he'll go to 5. Swing in. First check. Guy 4 shutting that down, and then he gets that Izzy off the top. Being able to clear out 3 of his securities. Izzy does go to the board. Dedicated play does not shut off Izzy. He thought it did, which, oh my goodness, I would have loved if it shut off Izzy. But yeah, it's the Magnadramon, Machine Dramon, and then followed by the Omnimon Zawart. Puts me in a bad spot when I have to deal with Zawart that early. So he draws for turn, which is the Magnadramon. So he's gonna slam that down, recovery 2, which means I have, at least knowing what he's got going for him, really puts me in an advantage. He slams down the Magnadramon, forgetting to swing, which is super important. So I go right to 6, flip up. Now we have a slight little problem. I don't have enough support, so I Digivolve Coromon into Monodramon, which is fine. We're doing fine. The world is on fire, but you know, we're doing. So let's see what else I can do. I know I got to take out 2 securities in this check, just so important. Need to bring him down to 0. But you know how this goes. The song and dance, it just does not like have it. That's fine. I'm thinking about, because I know it's Zawart, I swing in with the Agumon because again it won't die in the security stack. So Zawart comes out, which is completely okay at this point. A-okay. I swing in with the amazing Omnimon. Pretty much take out 2 of his security checks. My hand is just way too loaded with big guys at this point. So I'm really hoping I play down Shoutmon and I bring him to 5. Omni Shout. It just the best play I could do. It would choke him to 2. Then Izzy would bring him to 3, and then 5 by the mat and tie. So I'm at 4, which again, it's not a good spot for me to be in right now. I would have had it if it wasn't for the fact that he will take out my Agumon, which is okay, but he'll recover 3, which again, I should swing in these weird orders, to be honest with you. Really should. He swings in, taking out my Agumon. Just a really close game 3. It really came down to the wire. I'm not joking. So the Omnimon Zawart swings in. I get the tie. So no matter what he does, he's gonna give me 3. We get the Agumon out of the deal, and then Magnadramon for sealing the deal. No effect. He didn't have the Lucamon. But he's going to slam down another Magnadramon. Nope, he slams down Soranjo, bringing me to 1. Then Magnadramon comes out to play. I go straight to 10, covering 2. So I promote up. Stand up. I should have swung into some of these mons. They didn't really matter at the end of the day. Z comes in. Goes to 3, drawing me a card. I don't use Nokia in this. That was my fault. Should have, would have. Shoutmon Digivolves on top for 2, and then I get to shove something underneath it. Which is a-okay with me. I put the Agumon underneath it. I swing in. I'm hoping to get an Omnimon. I was just not close enough to the last 2 Omnimons in my hand. Ultimate Flare comes in. See, this is where I kicked my butt myself in the foot for this. Because if I could have, I should have Digivolved Monochromon into its other stages. I was just betting on a Omnimon to come in to save the day. But that Ultimate Flare definitely put a damper on my plans. I was gonna Digivolve up, and then we're just gonna have to go with it. I was gonna go right into Shoutmon. Again, swing in for 2 security checks, clear out. Then an Omnimon swing in. 1, 2. Holy Wave. I wish I had the mat and tie out. That would have just cleared that out. And this is where it cost me the game. I just could not get to an Omnimon that would help. I rest. I Digivolve for 2 into Zeeg, hoping to get to that Omnimon, even though it didn't really matter at this point. So we're just digging a little deeper just to get there. I minus the 2000 DP on the Magnadramon on the last swing. Digivolve into Shoutmon, draw me a card. Blowing up his Magnadramon. To be honest with you, I probably could have bought a turn if I just decided to just swing into the stuff. That would have caused me too much issues. But Didn't plan this out accordingly. I should have. Then I slammed down the Monochromon. He goes to 5, then the Sworjo trigger, and then the thing. It just straight up brings him to 10. It brings him to 9, to be honest with you, but he can outplay this all day. He has 3 attacks on. I have 1 security. I can't stop this. So, sad days. Well, I played as best as I could. That was a Metal Greymon. I could have went for a different route, but I didn't. I was being dumb. But that was game 3 in a nutshell, guys. Hopefully you liked this video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!